Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your reading for May 2020. This is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. You may have planets in the sign of Sagittarius. You may be cross-checking on a Sagittarius. You are intuitively guided and you're not even a Sagittarius. Whatever brought you to the channel, to the reading, I want to welcome you and I want to thank you. I want to thank you for your trust. And for your time. You know, these readings aren't short. They're not meant to be. They are in depth. And, you know, you got to know that going in. So, let's just get into it. We are going to use, with the other readings, we're going to do our major arcanas again. We're going to take a few of these and then add some more decks, you know, the meat and potatoes of the reading. We are going to try to get you some real answers today, some real healing today, whatever it is that brought you here. Hopefully, you leave, I hope, with a smile on your face and some peace in your heart. That is my goal. So, while I shuffle, I'm going to ask you guys to take a moment and do a little deep breathing. What I want you to do is try to just relax your mind, relax your thoughts, and get yourself to a place of openness, right? Openness so that your spirit guides, who I always invite in with my spirit guides, can truly illuminate what it is that you need to hear today. Okay, or see today, whatever it is. Don't forget, pay attention to all the signs, the background noises, things that I say, I don't know why I said that. Well, you know, I know that it's because someone needed to say it. It's just to have it. It's just the way, I don't know, but I guess it's the way that the Spirit leads me. So, you know, I always invite my guides to give a very clear reading, but you need an open mind and an open heart to truly receive. So go ahead and do just a little deep breathing through the nose, in through the nose. And what you want to do is inhale positivity, which is all around you, no matter where you're at, no matter what's going on. Inhale positivity and exhale negativity. Inhale the positivity, exhale the problem. Inhale the solution, exhale the problem. Go ahead and pause the video, do it for as long as you need to. I usually try to do at least 4 deep breaths. I do much more before the reading. But I'm going to go ahead and shuffle. And again, I invite all spirit guides to come into the reading as long as they are evolving in unconditional love of the highest energy, to give whatever messages or need to be heard out there. I know that if you're meant to hear this reading, you'll be guided to it one way or another. Please excuse the noise of the heater in the background. That'll go off in a second. I just needed to warm myself up for a second. And let's begin. All I keep thinking is Sagittarius, my fiery, fiery sign. My don't tell me what to do sign, right? Don't tell me what to do. Why don't you like to be told what to do? Because usually you can come up with a solution if you give yourself that opportunity. Okay, let's do some shuffling and let's see what's going on. So the first card that shows up is the Death card. This is the energy of Scorpio. I'm noticing that the Green Reaper, I guess I could call him, is looking back. So I don't want anybody to be worried that, oh my gosh, this means something bad is happening. No, never. Not in this, not in my type of readings. I mean, we certainly talk with spirit and those who have crossed over, but this is not about anything that's scary. I feel like with the sickle that he's carrying, I guess I could let you see that. The sickle that he's carrying, it's definitely going to be about closing some doors, right? Cutting something out of my life. And then when you see the death card that asks that, there's nothing to fear because something new wants to open up, right? A new blessing wants to come in, and it requires a closed door for that to happen. It's not saying shut the window, it's saying close the door, right? Close the door. Number 13. I know many of you have 13. You relate to 13. My birthday's on the 13th. But I know a lot of you relate to the number 13. We have the High Priestess. For some of you, you may have some messages that are going to come through today through a mother or a grandmother. You know, big sister. I know my big sister comes through in our readings all the time, Tracy. This is energy we can trust. I feel like... Okay, we're not going to take all these. I am going to take these because they're together. I am seeing that the tower is there. So, you know, I know this tower has happened. I am seeing the devil, card of Capricorn. Whether that is a Capricorn or this is asking you to let go of some old habits, temptations. You know, if it's asking you to close the door, it's going to give you advice on how to do that. Whatever it is, okay? So, let's look at what we have in front of us, and then we're going to add to this. So we have the Death card. Next comes the Empress, then the Magician, and then the Lovers. The Lovers is a card of Gemini. But make sure you can see that, okay? The Magician is looking over at the Empress. It's funny because the Death card is looking back. Close the door. Now, whether this is being recommended by a mother figure in spirit, close the door, sweetie. Close the door. Because then what opens up is the Magician. The Magician is all the tools that we have, right? All the tools that we've gathered through all of our past lives. All of our abilities. What we can do, what we can create. It's a card of creation, right? It's in the upright, so we're going to read it that way. You know, what I've been noticing lately is with the Magician, all the tools are right there on the table. They're just there. You know, I feel like we're talking for some reason also about a game of chance, which is reminding me of the Fool, right? Like this is going to be a game of chance, this next journey. And I may have to take, you know, I may have to take on the Fool's energy. I'm noticing the number 1, right? Something that only you can do, right? Sorry, I don't mean to keep saying right. I was going to do your reading live, and then I changed my mind, mainly because I'm not that familiar with doing them live, and I don't know about the relating back and forth. I always feel your energy strong, whether it's recorded live or not. You know, your guides take care of that for me and for you. But it's funny that I'm thinking that. So I may do a question and answer live video today or tomorrow. I guess I'm announcing it here. And I would ask that you all understand that, you know, I'm not someone who does lives every day. I don't know that much about it, but I'm willing. I feel like you guys want me to, even though no one's you're not asking me. I feel that in here. So, you know, almost like the magician is telling me that my energy needs to be live, so I'm willing to do that. Anyway, we have the Lovers right next to the Magician. So am I manifesting? Am I trying to manifest the energy of the Lovers? The Lovers, number one, is a question. It's a head over heart decision. Do I listen to my head? Do I listen to my heart? What is, you know, is my intuition strong? With the Empress here, that tells me that you have a strong intuition, but are you listening to it, right? Because again, the Magician is saying, you are creating here. You are creating. You're helping in the process, and you're part, you have a big part in this. You have everything you need to create what it is you want. Now, as I say what it is you want, I want you, if you will, to release the expectations of how it must come to you, how it must show, how it must look, that type of thing, because, you know, Spirit's going to bring it in whatever way is best for you, and how can we argue with that? So, you know, a head over heart decision, but this is also about a connection. This could be someone who has a very deep connection to their mother, and here is, you know, praying to my mother, asking for guidance, and I feel like the mother, grandmother, I'm going to just say mother, I feel like the mother is saying, sweetie, you have a part in this. I want you to do your part and let us do our part, but I know that there's a door that needs to be closed. So let's figure that out. Let's go into the next level. And we're going to stick with the Illuminati, is what I believe it's called. No one has told me otherwise that it's not, so I just call them Sandy's cards. My cards. It's just how I look at them. I don't even look at them as the title. I just think I know how each deck reads. So that's how I determine which deck I'm going to pull out. Whatever their card is, didn't want to wait, wants to come out first, so we'll let it come out. Just notice the Seven of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. So we have, you know, something that's meant to be. When you think of the Seven of Pentacles, I always look at it as a seed, right? The Magician. Me. Well, I just hear a train. I didn't even know I had a train around me. Interesting. Train whistle. Some of you live by a train. Some of you are about to take a train. I don't know, but that's interesting. I didn't know we had a train around us. Anyway, clearly we do. Maybe. Anyway, I feel like someone's mother is saying, you know, we need your help in this, right? It's not magic. This isn't magic. This is something. And we're talking about the Seven of Pentacles. We're talking about the seed of intention that was planted, that you planted, your soul planted. We have the Lover's card here. This could very well be talking about two people who planted this one seed of intention. The Empress would be the one who nurtures that seed by watering that seed, by believing in that seed. Even though I can't see the root system, I have to trust that it will grow and show itself right when I need it, right? The seed, even though the sun, you know, we don't see the sun affecting that seed under the ground. It is. It's that seedling seeking the sun, right? It's seeking the sun, and that's what makes it come to the surface. So I feel like something is about to come to the surface. And, you know, it's almost like someone's mom is saying, now we need your help here. right? We need your help here. And part of that is going to be to close the door. So we have the Princess of Cups who comes out first, which is interesting because the Princess of Cups is someone who is about to receive a cup, some type of fulfillment, right? Can be of a wish. You know, think of Pisces and think of Pisces energy, which is very loving, right? You know, Pisces live for love, much like I feel Scorpios do. Probably Cancers too, but for some reason I'm feeling those two energies. Well, I have Scorpio on the table. Anyway, she is someone who is about to receive, but may not be expecting it. I'm noticing that one again, right? Something new. Now, I know most of my readings talk about something new, but we're constantly starting new journeys, right? Someone, you know, what just came to mind is somebody said something to me. It was a comment about decisions. Like, why do all my readings, you know, asking for a decision? And my thought was, aren't we making a decision every moment of every day of what we're going to do next, right? We make the decision whether we're going to smile or we're going to cry, whether we're going to watch a comedy or we're going to watch something sad. You know, are we going to listen to happy music, or are we going to, you know, we're constantly making those decisions. Am I going to take a right? Am I going to take a left? So we need to be aware of the decisions that we're making. Sometimes they're just second nature, right? And maybe we don't realize it. I don't know why I'm talking about that either, but so I feel like something is about to come in. All right. We have the Six of Cups. Six of Cups. So something's coming in. Next energy is Six of Cups. Many times this talks about someone from our past. Doesn't have to be this lifetime. Can be of any lifetime. But it's a seed, right? So this is a seed that I planted. And like I said earlier, it must be two people who planted that seed. Maybe you planted it together as a soul or as spirit before you came to earth, right? We planted it together to come out at a particular time. But, you know, I can't, you know, if this is two people, one may be saying, I can't get this message to you because that one door is open and it doesn't really allow or fit, right? So this is someone that I have happy memories about. This could also talk about, again, with the Empress right above that, you know, remembering the good times of your childhood. But I feel like this is more about what's coming in and how it's coming in. Coming in what I want to say in a very delightful way. I don't use that word delightful very often, so I know that's for someone. I'm seeing the sunflowers around there. I'm seeing a lot of different types of flowers. I see Archangel Michael giving protection over this, and I kind of love that we have the Empress right above that. You know, it's like Mother Mary and Archangel Michael helping this seed to maybe come to fruition. We have the Princess of Wands, and I'll give you the signs in a little bit, because right now I'm feeling this is more action. Princess of Wands, she is someone, you know, here's this Princess of Cups who's about to receive something, right? As soon as she shuts that one door, she's about to receive something. It's something that I feel is really going to feel good. It's going to fulfill her. It's going to be a surprise. Princess of Wands is the one now who is taking that cup. And what would the Princess of Wands do? She would move with it, right? She's someone who's very intuitive. She's learning about her intuition. She's not quite the queen yet, but she's learning about her intuition, how to believe it, how to trust it. because next we have the Two of Swords coming directly under the Lover's card. Two Swords is making a decision, right? There's something I need to make a decision about, but I got my blindfold on. There's something I'm not willing to look at. There's something I may be missing that a mother figure is saying, I need you to look at it. The Magician would be in the energy of awareness, right, of the present moment. So there's something that I need to look at in my present moment that would allow me then to take off that blindfold and make the decision I need to make, right? Do I make it with my head or do I make it with my heart? Well, it seems like you have more cups on the board than anything, so I'm going to say you make it with your heart. Oh, I mean, you make it any way you want, but that feels like what it's saying. I see the moon back there, and the moon is a sign of, you know, things that are hidden. Well, the Princess of Cups is also something that is hidden that's about to come to fruition, right? This moon is, you know, a quarter of the way illuminated, so not all is hidden, right? Some of it is hidden, but are we hiding the majority with our blindfolds? And if we take off that blindfold, the moon turns into the sun. We have the Ace of Wands, beautiful, coming into the Princess of Cups. That's good energy for accepting whatever this is that's coming our way. We have the Ten of Wands. We have the Seven of Cups. Again, options. We have the Ten of Cups. And then we have the Prince of Swords. So let's go ahead and give you the signs, if I must. So, major arcanas, I really don't even like putting the signs there because they're not about the sign, but some of you are going to ask me anyway. So, we have Scorpio, and we have Gemini. Princess of Cups, we have Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Two potential Scorpios back-to-back. Princess of Wands, we have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Prince of Swords, potential Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We also have the Lovers up there too. So we do have a few swords right here, and it's hitting over the energy of the Ten of Cups. I'm seeing that Seven of Cups right beside the Ten of Cups. I don't know why, but, you know, it's almost like we're moving into the month of February, where it's like Valentine's Day or Christmas, where people are becoming loving and recognizing that love and recognizing a connection with someone and wanting to make that commitment with someone. Someone may be asking for your hand in marriage. You may be wanting to ask for someone else's hand in marriage. But there's just a little bit of uncertainty around this, right? Some of you, I feel like you took care of your mother. You know, you may have lost, or grandmother, but we're going to just say mother. You may have lost your mother, and you may have taken care of her also before she passed. It doesn't mean that she was in your house and you were, you know, physically, but, you know, even like in a nursing home, you would go visit. You felt the responsibility towards this person. And now, you know, as spirit coming back to help you, to help give you a little bit of clarity over what it is, what this seed is going to be. We have the Strength card on the bottom of the deck. That is the card of Leo. This is about our inner strength, much like the Empress, our inner strength that we have gained through the years, through our experiences, through our lifetimes. This is what we already have. The Magician is here saying, you already have all the tools that you need. Not that you can't continue to gain more tools. You will. You will continue to add to your toolbox to the point where you've got to get new toolboxes. Some of you might be out there and be thinking, you know, it's exactly what I need. I do need a new toolbox. So then just know this reading's for you. But the Magician, again, coming directly or looking directly at the Empress. The Empress is looking at me. Both are very present time energies. Well, the Empress is not really present time energy, but I feel right now she's being, she's present, is what's being said. And I feel like if I was taking care of this person, I may be kind of locked in the energy of remembering all the hard times and the sadness and the pain of it and what the person had to go through. And they're saying, let that go, right? Let that go, because what that's doing is it's putting like a haze in your life over you, over your intuition, so you're not clearly hearing or feeling all that you could be. Okay? The sense of responsibility seems to now be gone, or I'm able to let it go. Let's put it that way. Because I have the Ace of Wands right below that. And it's asking me not to keep my focus on the hard times, right? Those hard times, I've learned a lot through them, right? And usually after the Ten of Wands, much like the Tower, I feel like there's quite a blessing. It's Spirit recognizing the work that you put towards something, the responsibility that you stuck with, the guts and glory that you have given. And some of you may be willing to be at that energy where it's like, I just feel like quitting. And this is saying, don't do that. You're so close. You're so close, right? Ace of Wands is right beside that. It's like so close to be able to live that passionate life that you've been asking for. Your Seven of Pentacles, your seed of intention. It's so close. The Ace of Wands, I have to reach out for it. It will show itself, but I have to reach for it. Nothing is just going to land in my lap. This is about being willing to walk a passionate path, especially with the Princess of Wands here, right? She's someone who is not going to take a lot of time to overthink something. She's going to go by her intuition. Coming over the Seven of Cups, where I do have to make a choice. And there are different ways I can go here. But I'm nervous about making the choice. Why? Because I got my blindfold on, and I may not be, it may be something I am not seeing. I may be stuck in this Ten of Wands energy. Again, a heavy burden, whether someone else, it's usually due, well, I don't want to say due, because we usually feel a sense of responsibility towards this hardship, right? But it is a hardship. Even if it's coming from love, it's hard. And Spirit recognizes that. But when it's time to let it go if you can. Because if I'm trying to make a choice from that, again, a sense of responsibility to one thing, yet something else wants to open up. With the door closing behind me, something new wants to open up that promises me that I will be passionate for it. Why? Again, because it's your own seed. It's your own seed. So what am I questioning here? Well, I have the Ten of Cups right next to that, with the Prince of Swords attached to that. Prince of Swords can be someone who's coming in saying, I didn't understand this Ten of Wands that you were carrying around before. Now I do, right? I've had time to reflect. He can be coming in with he or she with an apology, with a recognition of you, right? I feel like there was a lot of couldn't really see things clearly in this reading, and now it wants to turn away and it wants to open up. Let's just go ahead and bring out our next clarifiers. And we're going to use the Universal Tarot. I feel like getting right into it. find these cards so hard to shuffle. They're made of cardstock, but I don't know what weight, but almost too much. They don't have enough flexibility in them. But they were called to be used this month, and they have been doing great. So we're going to keep them in, even if it breaks my hand. Six of Wands on the bottom there. Well, that's a card of victory. That's a card of having a different perspective. But more, it's about other people seeing a point of view that they previously did not see. It's someone now understanding you, or people understanding you, where previously either you felt like they didn't or they didn't. You know, sometimes it's just we feel that way. Okay. So we open up with Justice and the Two of Wands. So we can look at this two different ways. Of course, we can look at this as a divorce. You guys know I hate talking about divorce, right? But sometimes a divorce is needed. No one wants anyone who has a heart to live in what they would consider hell. Clearly, someone feels like they're living in hell, or I wouldn't have said that. So we can look at Justice, which is the card of Libra, by the way. Coming over the Death card, some of you, your loved one could have certainly been a Libra. My sister, Tracy, was a Libra, who was crossed over, and she's my big sister, so I did look to her. I still do look to her for advice, often. We have the Two of Wands connected to that, so this is something new that wants to begin, right? So the Death card is saying there's something within Justice that I need to be able to shut off. So perhaps I was in a heavy divorce. Ten of Wands down here. Carrying someone else's burden, right? I stayed with someone because I felt responsible for them. When in reality, each has to be responsible for oneself, right? I feel like in the Ten of Wands, if I stayed with someone out of responsibility, I don't really see Pentacles, so I don't think financially. I think more maybe they had something within them, but that may have been their life lesson, one of their life lessons that only they can fulfill. You can't fulfill it, no matter how hard you try. You cannot fulfill it. You cannot. Next to the Seven of Cups, some of you can be, you know, I had to leave someone. I had to cut the connection due to their drinking, right? They refused to give up the drinking, and it has ruined our happy house. Some of you, though, I want to feel like you may have been with someone who was in that exact situation, right? Overindulgence. You know, I felt earlier a game of chance. Maybe they gambled, that type of thing. This may be the person within the Prince of Swords that wants to give an apology, an explanation. I don't know that you would even need the explanation at this point, but the apology, listen, you know, you don't have to accept it, and you can accept an apology without going back with someone, that type of thing, because that allows you to release it. And this, the Death card is about releasing, right? This is also about karma, and talks about karma, right? And having heavy karmic lessons. Ten of Wands, heavy karmic lessons. You know, and allowing yourself to graduate from that. Realizing that as spirit, you agreed to certain karmic lessons in this lifetime, and one of the goals that your soul wants to learn that gives it expansion is when to shut the door, when to go, when to stay, and when to leave. That type of thing. So, karmic lessons. Able to come to an end, perhaps, because a new seed wants to come out. We already know that. A new seed wants to come out. The Strength card, being your underlying energy, says that you have the ability to overcome whatever has been holding you back. So, Two of Wands. This is me passionately looking at something forward now. This is me, the chances of me going forward now with this Ace of Wands become very, very good. Why? Because I closed the door to something once and for all. Maybe it's simply I realized, listen, that was a karmic lesson I was in, and if I reflect back on it, what did I learn? What did I gain? What did I add to my tool belt? That now, going forward, you know, perhaps I haven't met who's ever in the Lover's card yet, but now, if I move into a relationship, I will be much better. I'll be a much better partner. And if I'm a much better partner, then chances are they will be a much better partner, and vice versa. So something is always learned. Well, no, I didn't say that right. You always have the opportunity to learn something through these karmic lessons, and that is what they're there for. They are there for soul expansion, not because you were a bad person, you know, maybe in a past lifetime. And listen, we always have to pay our karma off. We don't have a choice. We have to pay our karma off. If it wasn't paid off in our last lifetime, it will reemerge in this lifetime in a different way, in a different format, but it will reemerge. And we can look at that as like, damn it, it won't go away. Well, it's giving you another opportunity to learn it so that you can end it for good. When you see the Death card, I mean, that is for good, right? That means that if I've learned from that karmic lesson, it will not come back in any other lifetimes. Any other lifetimes. We have the Five of Cups. So for some of you, I know this is a mother figure. And many of you know I get mothers here all the time. We have the moon with that energy of Pisces. So some of you are missing a Pisces. Five of Cups is exactly what the Empress was saying, that someone is focusing on the hard times versus the good times. And the Empress is saying, no, I want you to turn around, right? The haziness of the moon over that, you know, that's the uncertainty. What am I going to do now, right? You know, now that I have lost this, what am I going to do? Well, there's new blessings right behind you. I feel the cloak within the Five of Cups is the cloak of the Hermit. So it's the ability to heal and understand. I think that's the most important thing. Understand the journey. How do I understand it? I look at the patterns. You know, I can find the patterns. It's like the stars and the planets, right? There's patterns to them that we can follow. It's like the jet streams, you know, there's patterns. They're there on purpose to give us a helping hand in this lifetime. I feel like God never said, you know, listen, I'm going to put you on earth and you're just going to love it. No, this is like the classroom. And, you know, think of high school. You know, you had good times, but you also had bad times. Some of us hated high school. Some of us loved high school. But we each got the opportunity, if we took it, to graduate from it, right? It wasn't a forever type of thing. It was a temporary energy. You know, I have to be honest, I feel like the Empress is saying you yourself are keeping the shadow around you. You know, and just the way I laid the cards down, the moon is covering up the cups that are behind this person. So this is telling me that the moon has some part in the covering of these cups of opportunity. Can be cups of love, can be cups of a new job that I'm going to love, something, a new passion. We have the Knight of Cups, which I'm not surprised since we have the Princess of Cups and coming right over the Magician. Hello. This is something that's coming to you. I know you receive it. I already know that. The Magician and the Princess of Cups is telling me that already. Chances are it is of someone we knew earlier in our lifetime or of a past lifetime. The Lovers is showing me the connection, the potential of a relationship, right? The potential. This is very like-minded, very like-minded. The Prince of Cups on a mission, right? To deliver that cup. Not spilling a drop, by the way. Not a drop has been spilled. And then look at this. We have the Magician that comes out again over the Lovers. So, could this be one of your ancestors trying to help you in the department of love? I think so. I also think what they're saying is your part in this. The other person's part in it is very, very important. The infinity sign right above him, as above, so below, right? Help, spiritual help at all times. You're never walking this path alone. You may feel you're alone, but that's when we need to come back to the present moment. Two Magicians next to this Lover. Could this be two people manifesting the same thing? Two people thinking about the same thing of potentially coming together. This can be connecting to someone spiritually. I do feel romantic, I have to say, at this point. I feel like we're moving into a little romance, but I feel like it's directed from above. Now it's your turn. Your turn to put in your part. So I see two people. I see both people in the Lovers, both concentrating on that energy. Even if this was a relationship of the past, it's the recognition of the connection that we had, right? The connection that we had. Let's keep going. Interesting. I'm trying to think, Joe. I want to take one over the Magician and the Lovers. I think we're going to take, yeah, let's not finish that line yet. Let's keep it going. I see a lot of affinity signs on the board. What does that mean? It means that you don't walk alone. You don't walk alone. It means speak, talk to your guides, to source. Speak what it is that you want. Believe that it can be, because it can be. Again, maybe not in the exact way that you want it, but in the way that's going to help you the most. We have the Chariot. Beautiful. Which is the energy of Cancer. The Chariot is the vehicle in which we take the Lover's card now. You know, I heard something, and I don't even know why I'm bringing this up, where it said, they were talking about even when God walked the earth, he needed a form of transportation, because this is how we travel on earth, right? This is the energy of the divine masculine and the divine feminine in balance. Justice, balance, right? Justice, about making you whole again. The Chariot says you are whole again, right? Otherwise the Chariot doesn't show up. The Chariot doesn't move. So this is about something that wants to take off. I believe this is going to be a love reading. And of a very beautiful connection. How could it not be? Because, again, it's spirit that's helping. Listen, it's not spirit that's creating it. It's you who created it with that seed. It's you and this other person that created it as spirit before you came to earth. It's just now the harvest time of it. When you see the Chariot, You know, first of all, when you see justice, beginning the reading, it talks about balance within, right? Balance of my spiritual and my earthly, of the masculine and the feminine, right? Of giving and receiving, being able to do all of that. And then I begin my path. The Two of Wands comes right next to that. The Death card, it is shutting down the doors, you know, shutting and closing and locking those doors of self-doubt, of whatever it is, you know. I felt the energy of temptation down here. Letting that go, that type of thing. Finding balance within. The Chariot shows up over the Lovers. Two Magicians bringing the Lovers card here, right? Through the Chariot. And then we have the King of Wands. This could certainly be your own energy. Another Sagittarius, an Aries, or a Leo. King of Wands, you know, he's a firecracker. King of Wands. King of Wands can be a great leader. You know, he's sitting in his chair and he's looking at all this. And I feel like what he's doing is he's understanding it. Maybe he already does. You know, it's funny because his card just hid half of the other element within the Chariot. So I feel like it's just saying one person here at least has come to their balance. And I feel like spirituality has a big part of it, right? It's almost like I received the key that I needed, you know, that one key that I needed that allowed me to shut a door to then open another. So this King of Wands, no matter what the sign, intuitive, in balance. This person has their balance now. You know, I feel like he's draped in the Scorpio cape, which makes me feel like this is someone, even though it's a fire sign, I come with love, right? I come with water. We know because we have the Knight bringing this all in, right? It is the Empress and this Knight of Cups is bringing everything in, even though this is of your intention. Don't forget that. Okay, let's keep going. Actually, I want to lift these up so we can see our original. I won't forget what's here. So let's look at this Princess of Cups. Is sitting next to the Six of Cups. Though I have to say her back is to the Six of Cups. So it doesn't surprise me that she's no, I don't want to say unsure. It doesn't surprise me that she doesn't know that it's coming. That doesn't mean intuitively she doesn't know it's coming. It just means that she hasn't seen the physical evidence of it yet. We have the Three of Swords. And then we have the Six of Swords. So, Three of Swords talks about the heartache that we have been through, right? The pain that we felt over one particular thing or through our whole lives. I kind of want to leave this King close because he's definitely part of this. Anyway, so we have the pain of life. Right? Just the pain of life, however that shows up for you. But look what comes next. It's the Six of Swords. You know, when I think of swords, a lot of times I think of what other people have done to us, but then I also take responsibility of what I also allowed. You know, some of it unexpected, I never saw it coming, but some of it I did. And I feel like within the Six of Swords, that's the first step, is taking responsibility for what part of the pain maybe I could have eased, right? Six of Swords is about no matter what people are telling you in a negative format about moving forward with something, that you should follow what you believe in. Six of Swords is also about letting down the swords of the past, forgetting it, right? Forgetting the hardships. Letting, like, you know, when you carry that around, you're making karma. You're creating karma. When you carry what other people have done to you and you keep carrying it around, what you're doing is you're creating karma from that. Don't do that. Learn to let it go, right? Learn to let it go. You know, how do I do it? I see the patterns. I see why, you know, and this took time. I've looked back at my life with no judgment on myself or anyone else, and found the patterns of what put me right where I'm at, and how certain things would have never showed up in my life if I hadn't gone through other things. But the one thing I know is there were doors that had to be closed. There were doors that took me forever to close that I knew needed closed. And now I know when to close the door, right? You learn, you become the Empress. You learn that wisdom, right? Doesn't mean I lose my heart. I lose my empathy. No, quite the opposite. But no longer anybody's fool, right? Now I live the life I want to live. So this is being able to put those things down behind, leaving the people who are not serving you behind, whether that is physically or just mentally, leaving it behind. It is falling under the Death card, so I know for a fact that is what it's asking of you, right? Why? Because something's going to come in. And if something comes in, and it's a cup, so it's something emotional, and it comes in, and if this Three of Swords is my main energy from other people, and that is the energy that I am keeping myself in. That is my present day energy, and I have no plan of getting rid of it. Well, it's going to make that cup look a heck of a lot different for you than it will for those who said, you know what, I am going to reflect on it. I am going to take off my blindfold, and then I'm going to do what I need to do afterwards. Then that cup looks completely different. Then I can enjoy that cup. So this is advice on what's about to come in. We have the Five of Wands. Five is change. We have the Eight of Swords, but man, change is hard, right? Change is hard. Eight of Swords says, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, right? Why don't I know? The Eight of Swords exists because I never let go of the pain of the Three of Swords, right? I never looked back at the patterns, or I didn't separate myself from those who, listen, sometimes people that you meet, you're only meant to be with them temporarily. If it's difficult, then you're just meant to learn a difficult lesson quickly. You know, it doesn't have to take 10 years, but maybe that's what it took. So if that's what it took, that's what it took. Five is now saying, it's time for change. Eight of Swords is saying, will I even see that? Will I even feel it? If this is talking about someone of the past, the walls, or even my mother, the walls that I have built around myself are like a prison that, you know, I'm not going to say you can't escape, because you are the only one who can dig that tunnel out. No one can really dig a tunnel in. You have to dig the tunnel out. How? By dropping the swords. How? By looking at my patterns. By understanding that, you know, if this is dealing with my mother, that my mother was human, right? My mother was human, and I've got to realize that humans make mistakes. You know, I was going to say, I'm not asking you to forgive anyone, but I have to be honest. Forgiveness is what clears you. So I would always forgive if you can forgive. Find it in your heart to forgive. That's going to drop some of these swords immediately for you. So we have the Five of Wands that's coming up next to that, with the Six of Cups underneath that. some of you, this is a current situation. And when I say current, I mean this lifetime. You know, if it's love, someone that I have already been with, where we didn't see eye to eye. No, I need to take that back. Because really this is about being very much alike, but neither one of us wanting to give in. Nobody wanting to give in. But there never seems to be a victor within this type of energy. Here's the Prince of Swords again. And then we have the King of Swords. Interesting. So first off, I want to say, forget the signs, because these kings are showing up, around the same message. So I don't think it's, what I mean by that is I don't think it's limited just to a Sagittarius, like it's only a Sagittarius coming back, or it's only a Gemini coming back. No, let's look at the energy. So I have this fear, right? I'm in a fear-based energy. I have the Empress above, whether that be Mother Mary, my own mother, my big sister, whoever it is that has crossed over, who is trying to help me see my way, right? See my way. And that doesn't mean physically, maybe for some of you, but it is about seeing my way, seeing how I have created these walls around me. Prince of Swords is someone who's going to just shut those, just slice those swords right up. Prince of Swords is also the beginning of, just like the Princess of Swords, right? This is where I'm really learning about my truth, about who I am, about my part in something. Learning how to cut things out of my life that no longer serve me. Learning how to be a man or a woman, but, in this situation, learning how to be my authentic self, right? The prince, I'm getting there, but I'm seeking. And anytime I'm seeking, by the way, I see the magician right there, like, seek and ye shall receive, right? But then we have the king that shows up right away. So for some of you, this Ten of Wands is about someone in particular who you felt a sense of responsibility of helping them in some way, but it didn't feel like it was, in the long run, didn't feel like it was serving you. This is someone realizing that, and, I don't know, I feel like someone may have a drinking problem, a gambling problem, something like that, some type of temptation. Did we see, like, the devil real quickly? I feel like we did. Maybe it's just in my mind, but I feel like we did. So I do feel like there were people who were fighting temptation. It could be you yourself. And, the blessings that was given over. How? Why? There's a lot of work done here on oneself. This is, the Eight of Swords and the Six of Swords is all coming from the Strength card. The ability to see whatever it is that I'm trying not to see, that I'm trying not to face. The Six of Swords, the ability and the willingness to let go of the pain. I'm not letting go of memories. I'm letting go of the pain. I'm letting it go. Prince of Swords, I'm sorry. I'm eagerly seeking who I am and my place in this world. Well, the King of Swords has found that, right? The King of Swords finds out, knows who they are, knows what they want. King of Wands over here is someone who goes after it, right? Goes after it. This may talk about communication, something coming in through the form of communication, and may put you in a little bit of a tizzy. Holy shit, what do I do? What do I do? Well, let them speak. If you want. You don't have to. You do whatever you want. But here, it's saying, give them the opportunity to speak, right? Because people heal all the time. We're not the only ones who are seeking help from above. So are others, right? Even those that we think will never change. Now, I don't want you taking any assholes back. It's not about that. This is about the energy of someone who's very authentically ready to be in a connection. Okay, but you may not see that immediately. Give them the opportunity to speak. And then make a decision. Let's keep going. I don't feel like that line is over yet. There's the devil. I knew I felt the devil, but I have to tell you, the devil came in reverse. That's interesting, because I felt the devil's energy. Card of Capricorn, of course. This energy is coming in reverse. So this is the ability, this is the energy of overcoming. You know, something that had me tied to a certain way of being, tied to a certain person, tied to a certain action. This is the ability to overcome it, right? Death card. I was able to put it to a close. This could be something that ran from generation, and boy, you know, that makes it even harder to put an end to it. But this is the end of that. It's interesting that it's coming over the Lovers, right? Because there's really, both cards depicts the Lovers. And one is tied in a fashion of, you know, like, I want to go, or how can I say this? You know, I feel like somebody's saying, I know you weren't being your authentic self. Almost like I was with someone and I could see their potential, or the other way around. They could see my potential, but I couldn't see it in myself. Now I do. Now they do. And this is why we have the Lovers in the upright and the devil in reverse. The end of that connection. If this is someone, you know, listen, if you're thinking right now, if you're telling me to take someone back who is a complete asshole, no, I am not. This would end that connection for you if you're willing to let the energy of it go, right? This is severing those ties, but severing those ties of temptation. Somebody's asking themselves that. Is this person coming in the upright, or are they coming back the way that they've always been? If this is a past life. In a past life, we weren't able to sever certain things, and now we have the opportunity again. So the Lover shows in the upright, like this time, chances are, it's funny you're saying chances when I'm thinking also a game of chance, chances are you, or the two of you, have the ability. And don't forget about the help. Don't forget about the spiritual help you have up here. Don't forget about that Chariot showing up. Don't forget about Justice. Justice saying karmic times, a karmic lesson can come to an end. But guess what? It comes to an end when I recognize it's time to end it, and then I close the door. Otherwise, it can keep going. It can keep going. And it can keep going. Alright, let's come down to with that, we have the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups coming over the Ace of Wands. Look what she has in her hand. So, now the cup arrives. Whatever that means for you. This is, to me, with the cup, is something emotional that I can excel in. Doesn't mean I will. It's going to depend on my free will. The Queen of Cups is someone who has an open heart. Queen of Cups wants to be, well, not all Queen of Cups. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm reading the energy of the Queen of Cups. She's someone who loves being in love. Feels good in love. And she's the one who's receiving the Ace of Wands. There's the Princess of Cups, right into the Queen of Cups. Some of you, I know we're talking about an early relationship moving into a current relationship, if you choose. Because we have the Prince of Swords, who now is showing up very strongly as the King of Swords. We have the Princess of Cups, who is about to receive something, and now we have the Queen of Cups, who actually has the cup in her hand. And now this Ace of Wands, beginning this path, which we had the Two of Wands, it said, something ready to begin. After that door shuts, something ready to begin. And it promises to be something that fills you with passion. Ace of Wands is all about passion. Queen of Cups, potential or possible Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Look at this. Three of Wands. I kind of love how your reading's going. So the Three of Wands is coming over the Ten of Wands. Remember, Ten of Wands, that heavy, heavy burden. You can call it the dark night of the soul. But through this energy, I learn a lot about myself. Sometimes I just learn that, man, I can get through anything. Like, I can't believe I just went through that. I can't believe it. You know, I look back at my life at certain times, and I'm amazed that I was able, that I can still exist today. That I can say that I have a happy life today. If I didn't shut doors, none of it would exist. And I know that now. It took me shutting the doors. It took me in each one of these, let's just call them tragedies in my life. It was up to me to stay in that energy of sadness, or to learn about it, understand why certain things happen and how they happen. You're right. This is what opened me up to my spirituality, to be honest. But it was always up to me. I used to blame the other person. And listen, you know, I had one person I was with for a while who was very abusive. And I mean, punch me in the head, abuse me consistently type of energy. And, you know, I thought I couldn't leave. I thought I was stuck in it. I thought I fought two sides of myself, because part of me would say, this will not be your life, Sandy. This cannot and will not be your life. But then there's that other part that was, you know, I remember one time when he came after me, and I was like, you know what, just kill me. Just end it, right? But now, as I sit here 20-some years later, probably longer than that, you know, and I've learned this lesson a long time ago, that I thought I couldn't get out. But I did. I did. But at the time, I remember thinking, and you know what, and I did leave many times, and he would find me, and the abuse would continue. And I don't want to go into great detail about this. It's just that, you know, I don't know. Well, let me tell you what happened is, you know, it got so bad. One time I had called my mother, and I said, Mom, I need to get away from this guy. His name was Scott. I need to get away from him. And she said to me, you made your bed, now lie in it. So to me, that shut the door of being able to go home again. So I probably stayed another year thinking that was my only element, my only way. What I eventually did is, one day I had just had enough. So I got on a bus and I went back home, and I just showed up at my mother's door. And I just said, I am sorry that I am here, but I have nowhere else to go. And I needed to go get away from where I was at. And she said, come on in. So I don't know. All I know is I used to think to myself, why didn't I do that earlier? I don't know. But I know that, you know, that's just one example. I can give you 10 more examples of not that situation, but hard situations that at the time I thought were never going to change. until I found my own inner strength. There was, you know, it's your inner strength that pulls you through and moves you out of the Ten of Wands. But you always need to be willing to have a helping hand in your own life. Three of Wands coming over the Ten of Wands is exactly what that energy is. Making that move. Looking at things, looking to my future in an optimistic, positive way. It doesn't matter where I'm at, what I'm going through. It doesn't mean I stop planning for the future. Listen, if I'm in hell, then I should start thinking about how I can get out of hell. Right? And that's what the Three of Wands is. It is being optimistic, thinking no matter where I'm at, that I can change it, right? If this is opportunity that shows itself, this is me looking at it as a positive thing. It's a different mindset. For some of you, it feels like a gift. Again, I say a gift. I say a blessing. It started with your seed of intention, but it is the help that you needed once you opened yourself up to it to help you, the magician, really manifest what it is that you truly want. It's also helping you, the magician, to cut ties to those things that have been holding you back. The Death card says, enough is enough. Empress right beside that says, you have so much more strength than you give yourself credit for. It is time to see what you are made of. See what you are made of. You're not made of what other people tell you. You know who you are deep down. See where the Three of Wands thinks they're going. Well, look at that. Page of Cups. So, let's look at the Page of Cups. Talk about the Page of Cups. Page of Cups, first of all, to me, talks about love being in my atmosphere. I may not be able to see it. Many times I feel in the Page of Cups, I don't see it. I feel it first. I feel that there's love in my atmosphere. I feel that there's a positive change coming for me. But within that, I also feel the energy of, I need to think about me for this moment. I need to love me. I need to think about self-love. I need to make, if it's about a choice I need to make, I need to think about what it is I want, not what everybody else wants for me. This is your life. Your life. Individually. Yes, you're connected to all kinds of people. This is your life. This is your spirit. So you get to decide. You get to decide. This is talking about learning that type of energy. Loving myself enough to, number one, take chances. Think about your soul coming to the earth. And before it came, you put out this game plan, let's say, and then you come here and think about like your soul or your spirit guides who are always celebrating you, by the way, or crying, you know, shedding tears for you, whatever it is that you need. Think about if you know, just absolutely said, this, I can't get out of something, or I'm not, you know, I'm not going to take chances. I'm not going to allow love in my life. I'm not going to allow adventure in my life. When I hear that, I think of your soul, and I think, oh my gosh, your poor little soul must be like, ho-hum, you know, this is not why I came here. This is not why we're here, right? We're here to learn. So, taking time through that Page of Cups, feeling the love in the atmosphere before it even arrives. Three of Wands right before that. I kind of love that energy, right? This is very optimistic energy. Number one, it's coming over the Ten of Wands. So whatever that heavy burden was in that Ten of Wands, the energy has been cut. If it was a temptation, it's being cut, right? You're allowing it to be cut. You're allowing it to close for good. You're ending that karmic energy for good, or someone else's. I feel like this is more you, though. To bring you exactly what it is you want, right? But some of you are in the energy of making decisions right now. And this is saying, you know, be willing to put yourself first. Be willing to put yourself first in the most loving of ways. But it's not saying close yourself off to relationships. No. It's saying open yourself up to love. Open yourself up to love. Be passionate on the journey. Be optimistic on the journey. And then let's see, we have the Ten of Cups, what that brings you versus if I stay in the Eight of Swords, like, life sucks and you know, clearly I'm not good enough to do anything, and I'm putting this blindfold on because who's going to want to look at me and all that, and Spirit is shining down like we do. We do. Your soul does. You know, this Page of Cups has all the waves behind him. If you notice, the waves are behind him. Like, you know, I just swam that ocean, and now I'm on shore. Now I'm on land, right? Been through the waves of the ocean, and now I'm on land. We have the Seven of Cups. So that's interesting, right? We have the Seven of Cups under the page, and then we have the Seven of Cups beside the page. So which way do I go? This, you know, to me, there's no doubt, right? There's no doubt when I put myself first, and now I make a decision, versus coming from the Ten of Wands energy and trying to make a decision. Trying to accept a choice, I keep saying trying, but you know, things are manifesting all the time. Will you take it? Will you not? Will you accept it? Will you pass it? It's up to you. It's up to you. It's up to you. Remember that. You have free will. Nobody can make you do anything. We have the Hermit. Card of Virgo, and actually I think I'm going to go right below, well no, I can't, I got to finish this out. So I have the Hermit, and I love how the Hermit is actually looking back at the Seven of Cups. So this is telling me to come to something, when I'm looking at my decisions, to do it intuitively, to think of Spirit, right? Think of the Hermit. I go into isolation, which many of us are right now. I'm taking the time to overcome whatever temptations have held me back before. I'm coming as the beacon of light. You know, once I finished, maybe some of you have been in the Hermit mode, right? Seeking answers. That's what the Hermit is, seeking answers, seeking Spirit. Why? Because whether I want to or not, or whether it was my plan or not, in some way, you then will be helping the rest of us. Some way, somehow. Because then your lantern is what shines. This is coming out with wisdom. You went in with wisdom. This is coming out now knowing you have that wisdom. We have the Hierophant. Card of Taurus. We have the Ten of Swords, which is now coming under that Ten of Wands. We have the Queen of Pentacles coming over the Seven of Cups. Possible Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. We have another Virgo here. There may be a Virgo, it could be myself, who is helping to shine a light on something that will help heal you in some way. Like, I don't want to take any type of that credit. I'm just a messenger. But I do feel, in a way, it is the energy of someone shining the light for you to help you then make a decision. And again, it could be over an earth sign, but let's go back. So we have the Queen of Cups here, who is now open to receiving. Whatever it is, I'm open to receiving from the universe. whether it be love, whether it be money, whether it be opportunity, whatever it is. It's showing me it's of passion. Something I will be very passionate for. What a beautiful energy when I put love and passion together, right? I take out the swords and I have love and passion together. The Hierophant then comes over this. Hierophant talks about our higher being, our faith, right? Remembering our faith. Believing in the, there's nothing that's impossible. It's only impossible until someone does it, then it becomes possible. Nothing is impossible, especially within the Hierophant's energy. The Hierophant is next to this Ace of Wands. So my higher vibration and the opening up of my soul brings me to the Three of Wands, my optimistic view now of my life going forward. Ten of Swords coming over this Ten of Wands tells me, for some of you, that part of what now needs to be closed is the way that other people spoke to you, right? The way communication came across. Not believing in yourself, your authentic self, not living your authentic life, living someone else's. That is, that's not written. That was a choice, right? I need to say that again. That wasn't written in your life plan. That was a choice, a free will choice. So, but it affected us nonetheless, right? It affected us greatly. And Lord, how do I make a decision when I'm in the Ten of Wands and the Ten of Swords energy? You don't. You take a moment. You heal, as the Page of Cups will tell you. You reflect, as the Hermit will tell you. And then you make your decisions. Stop believing what other people have told you. I feel like someone may even say that to you, like, man, just the way I used to speak to you. But I also want you to take your own responsibility in all of this, because if we don't, then we're naive. And if we're naive, I don't know. And I don't mean to be hard on anybody, but I just feel like it's just the truth. If I don't see my own part in it, how can I benefit, right? This is you benefiting from that. And listen, it's just pointing out why you put yourself in the Eight of Swords energy, why you built this wall of protection around you, right? The responsibility, feeling that heavy burden of other people or someone, and not in a, even if I felt responsible for them, I don't feel like someone was like, oh, thank you, right? It's almost like the opposite. But that's behind us. That's behind us if we let it be. Okay, let's keep going. Look at that. So we have the Ten of Pentacles now coming over the Ten of Cups. I don't know. What more would you want in your home, right? To me, this is well-rooted. This is, what I kind of love here is the Ten of Pentacles matches the Lovers. And I feel like we're talking about a history here. A real history of lovers who probably have been through many experiences. I feel like this is reward, right? The Seven of Pentacles, making sure I saw that. That, first of all, talks about patience. That, the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles don't always come. For some people, maybe it comes very easily. But for the majority of us, no. It's about traveling the journey to get there. And I think that is half the fun. I think that is where we learn our lessons, but it's showing us that we can get there. We can have the happiness that we're seeking. We can build, the Ten of Pentacles is that super strong foundation. A tornado could come in and it is not going to rock my house. It is built, You know, I don't know what they build strong houses out of, but it is built in a way that it becomes unrockable. Unrockable. Filled with love. Now, doesn't mean there won't be challenges that still lie ahead. Of course there will be. There will always be challenges. That is just what life is, right? But now I'm in a rock steady place. Whether I'm with this lover now or not, I kind of feel you are. I kind of feel this is all about whether I'm accepting someone's perhaps apology, explanation, or whether they're accepting mine. I feel with the right reflection and letting go of certain things, the death card being the very first thing, with the underlying energy, the strength card, like, you know, don't tell yourself you can't close that door, because you can. You can. No matter how hard the wind is blowing, you can close that door. And that's what it's going to take. That's what it's going to take to bring in the next chapter. I don't even know if I want to take any more cards. We'll give it three shuffles and see. I think I'm going to leave it there, guys. Because it's taking you to the ultimate place right here. The Ten of Pentacles and Ten of Cups together. The Hermit overseeing that. Well, what a blessing that would be, right? Not would be. What a blessing that is. Temptation, gone. Gone. Someone now living their authentic self. Two people now being their authentic self within a relationship where before there was all kind of influence that perhaps I let in, they let in, we both let in. This is the reflection upon it all that brings me to my ultimate place. And I think I am going to leave it there. And I'm going to also do an oracle card. You know, when I say I'm going to leave something, when I leave a reading, it's because I feel intuitively guided to read it, or to leave it. And that's because I feel at this point, it has to come down to you now, right? It has to come down to you, like this Two of Swords. You know, you have to be willing to take off that blindfold, even though I would love to turn around and just reach and, like, you know, untie that blindfold for you. It wouldn't do any good, right? This is you looking in the mirror. This is you looking at what it is that you don't want to, you know, I don't know if I want to feel it. I don't know if I want to see it, right? But the illumination is coming. And whether I have my blindfold on or off, I still know it's there. This is the energy of making a decision. I deal with it, face it, so then I can move on from it. Or I just sit there and keep thinking about it. Keep thinking about it. Keep thinking about it. Keep thinking about it. That type of thing. Ten of Cups, it's like, why would you do that? Magician. It's like, you just forgotten who you are. You just forgotten about everything that you have earned lifetime after lifetime. For some of you, it's saying, you know, you played this karma out before. You've played it out in previous lifetimes. Let's shut the door to it so we can end it for good, right? But only you can do it. Only you can do it. But listen, your loved ones walk with you on this journey. They celebrate with you. They cry with you, right? They send you all the blessings that they can send. They are on your side, right? The Lovers. It is a connection. It's undeniable with this type of connection. But that doesn't promise me anything. Right? I can meet someone who I know that I'm meant to be with. I mean, I've gone through this too, right? But man, I can throw walls in front of it. I can throw boulders in front of that. Right there, it's not there. But I can. That's my free will choice. All right, let's pull a Mother Mary card for you. You know, it's like there's one card that wants to come out. There you go. But you know what? I do make them work for it. That way I have no question over it. If you come on my table, then I know you're meant to come out on my table. Family. I pray for my family and give this situation over to God for answers, support, and healing. Let's read. Your prayers for your family have been heard. Whatever you're concerned about, God has the answers you seek. Since worry can sometimes attract negative experiences, it's essential to give heaven any anxiety about your loved ones. Take a moment right now to breathe deeply and exhale family burdens skyward to God, Mary, and the angels. As you release these cares, fill your heart with faith that in His wisdom and love, God has a wonderful plan for you and your family. Often, prayer is answered in illogical ways, so please don't spend time worrying about how your solution will come about. Instead, trust in God, who cares infinitely for you and your family. Beautiful. I love you guys. I feel blessed every day that one of you turn on this reading. Every day I feel that blessing. My gratitude is always there. And the day it goes away is the day I will end the channel. Speaking of that, unfortunately I do need to I took ads out of my videos for the last couple months because I really hate interrupting the flow of my reading. I really, really hate it. However, the money has cut itself in half. And I have to be able to make it, you know, I have to be able to pay my bills, let's just put it that way, to be able to continue. I'm living my dream job right now, and I want it to continue for the rest of my life, for as long as I can do it. And I have a feeling I'll be able to do it for a long period of time. But right now, financially, I am suffering a little bit. Plus, I just had that big move. So I am going to put one ad in the videos for May. Just one. And, you know, if you can't afford to donate, one way that you can help your readers is to click on that actual ad and give it a watch. Maybe it'll help you. I try to make I've gone into Google Ads and tried to make sure that the ads that come up are ads that you will respect. If I get complaints about something that shows up as an ad that I didn't have a clue, I will go in and I will take that off immediately. It's just, I want what you want. But, you know, I mean, I don't have complete control of that, but what control I have, I use. So clicking on that one ad certainly does help. Certainly does help me, And I don't know, maybe it helps videos get shown more. I really don't know. I need to do more research on that. But, you know, probably like anything else in life, you know. You put the ad on, it's like, okay, now we're going to push you more. I don't know. But I know it does help. So I am going to put back one ad back on, and only one. I have watched videos where there is an ad every 2 minutes, and I can't handle that. You know, I won't watch it because of that. It's too much for me. I don't want to be sold, right? It's not what I came for. You know, I feel like when people start to do that, and I'm not judging, it's just my opinion, but I feel like when people start to do that, they're no longer reading for the reason they begun, unless they begun because they want money. I don't know. Anyway, so I hate interrupting the flow of my video. I really do. It goes against everything. However, I feel guided to put one ad in. So, you know, if you cannot afford a donation, that is a way that you can help me, and I greatly appreciate that. Truly, truly appreciate that. They better put good ads in. You better be good. You hear me, Google or YouTube or who's ever put it there? But I want to thank you. You know, I've also been getting a lot of emails lately about people who want to collaborate in different ways. You know, I want to collaborate. Definitely. I love working with artists. I have a lot of artists in my family. A lot of creative people in my family. I feel I'm very creative, but not in all elements. Maybe if I would spend time trying to learn. But if I'm not pulled to it, I normally will not do it. So, I appreciate that. If it takes, you know, if the collaboration takes actual money right now, I have to refuse it. It doesn't mean I will refuse you in the future. But I love hearing, you know, different ways we can collaborate. And, you know, I'm always thinking about different things, like at a time with the coronavirus and everyone, you know, being isolated and going through this hardship, you know, bringing a group of people together that maybe that we can all, you know, we all bring our expertise to the table and help others. So, I don't know. I'll think of something. I'm thinking about doing a live reading. I ask for your patience, though, through it, because, again, it's not what I normally do, but I feel guided to do one. But I didn't want to, you know, I was going to do it on your reading, and then I thought, you know what? I don't want to do something that I'm not comfortable with in your reading, because I wanted your reading to be exactly what it was. And now I know that if I would have done a live, I would have been thinking about, oh my gosh, what's going on over here? And I don't think the messages would have came out as good. So we'll do it in a different way. I think I'll do where you ask a question, you know. But I'll let you know. I'll let you know. How? I don't know. You know what? Make sure if you're subscribed, thank you for subscribing, number one. And if you are subscribed, I don't really know how the bell works now, where, you know, what you have to do to get the notifications, but I don't put out a ton of videos, so I appreciate it if you would click the bell where you get all the notifications. If you think it's too many, then unclick it. You know, I'm okay with that. I want you to do what you want. But I know that there have been changes, so, and I know that some people tell me that, Sandy, I used to get your notifications, I don't get them anymore. I'm subscribed, and then I'm unsubscribed. So you do have to keep an eye on that. I don't like that about YouTube, you know. All of a sudden I lost 1,000 subscribers in one day. You know, I know it wasn't 1,000 people who just unsubscribed. And I know that they're getting rid of dead accounts and what have you. But, you know, I think it's partly technology and human error. So just keep an eye on that. If you care about that, I care. So I hope you do. But nonetheless, Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your beautiful comments. Keep your comments coming. They just fill me up, and I have to tell you, through your comments, when I do a reading, I feel when it's you or not. You know, I'm not going to come out and say that, because then everybody would be asking, was that for me, Sandy? But you should know if you're really allowing your intuition to lead, right? But I'm feeling you in these readings, and your comments definitely help. It's showing me where things are being answered, or a different part of your life story. Sometimes, you know, you put something about your life and it ends up coming up in the next reading. So remember that. Be active in the channel. Get your energy in the channel, and the channel will reflect your energy. Thank you for the thumbs up. Just thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the personal readings. I am about 2 weeks. I was 3 weeks. Well, no, actually, I was about a month. Then I got down to 3 weeks. Now I'm about 2 weeks, but I'm closing in on that. So the readings hopefully will come out faster, the personal readings. All the info for that, by the way, is below the video. So you just have to click on that. Scroll down to the very bottom, and it'll tell you how to get a personal reading. And I thank you for your trust, for those who trust me. I very seldom get personal readings unless I trust that reader. And it's not always a reader that I know. Someone I may be, just like here, I maybe feel that I'm meant to watch a reading, and then feel that I'm meant to get a reading, a personal reading from them. So trust your gut, guys. Just trust your gut. It's what we need right now. In a world of confusion, we need to be able to trust our intuition. Okay? That's what it's there for. Remember, you don't walk alone either. Remember, you have a lot of love walking with you every moment of every single day. Your loved ones are around you, cheering you on. Cheering you on. When you open yourself up to that, you will start to feel that. Especially you guys. Come on. You are intuitive. Let it shine. Let it shine. I love you guys so much. Have a wonderful month. You know, if you're forced indoors, use that time for something to better your life. Perhaps something within you, these creative ideas that you've had, but you never had the time to do them. Now's the time to do them. Perhaps you've wanted to start a channel, but you know, you never knew if it was the right time. Well, right now you got a lot of people at home who will let you know. Don't take criticism too hard, because not everyone's going to love you, and that's okay, right? Your soul family will come together. We here are a soul family, and more are coming to us. And that's just more and more love. And how beautiful is that? I love you guys so much. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.